Welcome everyone to the hot topic for today, and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Emmington, an Insights Director at the Martech Group, a global market research and consulting firm that's been serving leading firms and franchise systems for 37 years. The Martech Group deploys a wide variety of custom research methodologies to deliver highly actionable and impactful insights. Today, we'll be hearing from Chelsea May, the lead researcher that spearheaded a series of deep foundational customer and market intelligence studies with phenomenal actionability and growth results for Goldfish Swim School franchising. We're honored to be presenting with Erin Patterson, Marketing Performance and Analytics Manager. Her dynamic team orchestrated results and explored a deeper understanding of the market and their customers to serve them better and provide the golden experience. It's been an absolute pleasure partnering with the Goldfish team, and we're so excited about this case study and the steps Goldfish has taken to reduce drownings, promote safety, and enrich the lives of children across America. Goldfish Swim School is the leading premier learn-to-swim franchise. They've consistently been recognized for successful expansion, high-quality curriculum, and a focus on successfully developing and empowering children. Next, Chelsea will walk through the highlights of our initial research and touch on key learnings and results with Erin.
Thanks, Josh. Throughout this presentation, we'll be sharing our high-level learnings from 3 different pieces of research that we completed for Goldfish Swim Schools. The first research effort was an online bulletin board that was a qualitative research effort in a kind of social media platform setting. We recruited 42 current customers from 6 national markets that Goldfish had identified. After that online bulletin board, we completed an online survey that measured insights on swim schools with 2,400 respondents that were a mix of current members, non-members, as well as currently enrolled competitive members. After these 2 national phases, we moved to a deep dive phase that focused specifically on one region, which was Carrollton, Texas, uncover regional differences surrounding enrollment features, as well as challenges that impact that location specifically. So now that we've talked about the research efforts that were completed, we're going to outline some of the key findings. The first is some learnings about language that we discovered. So research revealed that the word monthly to describe the lesson model resonated a lot more with respondents than the word perpetual, which is what was being utilized. In fact, 74% of respondents that we spoke with chose the term monthly, and only 6% chose perpetual. Monthly is just something that we utilize in our day-to-day language. You're talking about your monthly gym membership or your monthly Netflix payment. Another discovery was that potential customers expect to see seasonal lessons over the year-round lessons that Goldfish was offering. Once we discovered this, combined with that ideal monthly nomenclature, there was an opportunity for Goldfish to really identify the optimal language and explanation of the class structure that they were offering to convey that reasoning for the year-round lesson.
So we've stepped back from the word perpetual in a lot of our marketing materials, using more of the word monthly. We found a lot of our competitors use the word, they price their lessons from a weekly standpoint. So transitioning to the word monthly, it's understood that it's a monthly model. And the other thing is that we've dialed up the emphasis on flexibility. Whereas, you sign your child up for soccer, it's say it's a 10-week program, it's got a start date and an end date, and those are firm. Our lessons are not like that. You can start today. And, if you decide you want to unenroll in April to, play soccer again, you can. So monthly lessons and lots of flexibility to accommodate schedule.
The next thing is some of the key differentiators for Goldfish. One of them being the science of swim play, which is about the science behind how kids actually learn through healthy play. So throughout the research, we discovered that members and non-members associate fun, learning, and safety with the science of swim play. They all agree that having fun while learning is really important.
Yes, absolutely. Our founder, Jenny McQuiston, is an educator by degree. She's a teacher. So no surprise that the science of swim play would be the foundation for our program.
Here we can see some of the reasons that non-members haven't enrolled their child in swim lessons overall. We see that cost and overall fear that the child has are the biggest reasons. And we'll dive deeper on how to address costs in a couple slides. But the fear of the child can be addressed by the marketing tools that Goldfish already has. So we know parents are obviously interested in swim lessons, and Goldfish has offerings to overcome these objections. The first is mini prep classes for young babies and toddlers. So marketing these options would really interest parents that are concerned about the fear that their child has. And secondly, we already know that the curriculum is one of the key reasons parents enroll in lessons. And so talking about the lessons that are available and then the skills that the teachers have and the training that they go through could be really impactful.
We've used our advertising channels to promote, the notion of individualized progress, to overcome objections to child being fearful. We emphasize flexibility and things like makeup lessons to address the time commitment issue. And then, we lean very heavily on testimonials too, to really get at these things. We have countless, and I could reiterate my own stories for you here, of testimonials that address, child is sitting next to the pool, child's crying, upset, and 5 minutes later, after the instructor has sat down beside him, slung an arm around him, talked to them a little bit, the next thing you know, the child's in the water and doing all of the things that they need to be doing for the swim lesson. And it's I always said, I don't know what they are teaching the teachers, but it's gold. It's liquid gold.
So we talked a little bit about the language findings with monthly versus perpetual, but another word that we discovered some interesting findings about was the term luxury. So parents place more emphasis on the curriculum and the teachers at a swim school versus the facility or the experience. And Goldfish was actually marketing it as a luxury experience. So through the 3 research efforts, we were able to discover that parents want the amenities that Goldfish was marketing as luxury, but they didn't want them to be described as luxury. From the online bulletin board, we actually got a great verbatim quote from a dad who thought, a luxury experience at a swim school, what are the children getting diamond encrusted tennis bracelets at the end of the lesson? So it really put into perspective what that word was conveying. So they want the amenities like the swimsuit dryers and the blow dryers because that differentiates Goldfish, but defining it as luxury wasn't the correct word.
Absolutely. So we have used the word premier much more often and swapped that out in, kind of done a control F and swapped that out. And I would say most or all of our marketing materials. And that's definitely resonating more with current parents and with prospects as well. And I love that verbatim that you mentioned. That's definitely helped. And a lot of it is, one of our core values is the golden experience. And we, in striving to extend that to each and every person who comes through our door, really. So we're kind of letting that speak for itself rather than calling out that we are a luxury sim school has worked tremendously.
So to analyze the pricing for Goldfish, we completed a Van Westendorp pricing analysis, which is a series of questions that you ask to identify an ideal price for a product or service. So there's 4 identified questions that you must ask to find this correct or ideal pricing parameter. What we were able to discover by analyzing this is that the ideal price is around $75 for lessons. This cost is less than the typical Goldfish price, which is averaging around $100 nationally. However, a Van Westendorp doesn't take into account regional variations that might exist or willingness to pay after seeing that great golden experience that's offered with all of these amenities. So once we talked to customers through the online bulletin board and even through in-depth interviews that we did over the phone, we were able to collect a lot of color around that pricing. That $75 is the price of an average swim lesson. So once you add in all those additional features, that facility that caters children, the blow dryers, the swimsuit dryers, the snacks that are available, the small class size, that $100 per month becomes much more palatable to customers and potential customers. So Van Westendorp is a really valuable tool to get that baseline. And we were able to identify other pricing parameters, like the point that was too cheap, the points that's too expensive. So it allows us to really create this box of what is going to be accepted by customers.
What I often hear from parents is, it's a little bit pricey or it's on the higher end, but, and then they launch into, numerous reasons why it's worth every penny, often using those exact words. So the pricing is accepted, and what you get with that golden experience that we keep mentioning, it is, in having experienced myself, it is truly worth that price point. And like Chelsea mentioned, there are definitely regional differences. So the way that we approach this is we really try to continually evaluate and optimize our pricing model, taking into account regional differences, things that our competitors are doing, offers that are approved offers from our standpoint.
The next thing, we've talked a lot about the overall swim lessons that customers are enrolling in, but there's also a variety of other additional products outside of lessons, like jumpstart clinics, mini lessons, water safety, and swim force. And through the online bulletin board and the survey, we were able to identify the overall awareness of these additional programs, as well as the overall interest going forward for these. So we really performed a gap analysis on these products and validated our assumptions about the interest, and also built overall awareness by talking about these through the online bulletin board and survey. Have you seen any additional interest or awareness of these programs since then, Erin?
We have, and it's really been great to use these things too as a buffer or a supplement to our enrollment and to revenue. And we also, another thing that we do to really help the schools sell these programs is we provide them with playbooks that gives them all the information, the why buys, if you will, to help sell these programs and promote these programs, and then digital assets to promote them on social, to help our digital agency with display and so forth, so that they can, it makes it very easy for them to boost awareness and sell these programs.
We conducted some research on the key competitive differentiators of Goldfish to other schools across the nation. So the first thing we did was we did some advertisement testing of actually real copy that Goldfish was using on social media platforms. And on the left-hand side here, we can see that both groups of customers and non-customers agreed that the imagery that was most impactful was this beautiful photo of a Goldfish facility. So you could see that the facility is geared towards kids. There's a beautiful viewing area for parents. There's goodies available for purchase, and the facility is just clean overall. And then on the right-hand side, we also did some messaging testing, and overwhelmingly both groups agreed again and resonated with the phase individualized progress to get your child swimming in no time. And although Goldfish has a 4-to-1 class ratio, this really represented an opportunity to promote the curriculum of Goldfish.
Absolutely. We have socialized this information with Scorpion, who's our digital agency, so that they can kind of tweak their algorithm and tweak their mix so that they've dialed up the emphasis on, on these key points and these imagery and messaging that addresses these things. We are actually starting we have a photo shoot on Friday, and then we are actually starting on a national branding and awareness campaign that will make sure that these are key elements to this. And interesting that you point out the 4-to-1 ratio. That number is actually even lower now with COVID. So when parents are seeking that individualized attention and individualized progress, they're getting it now, now more than ever.
And so we were able to really find differences through that local market analysis. So for that Carrollton research, the importance of water safety really bubbled to the top as a key factor. They rated water safety 5 points higher than the overall 12 market study. And we saw a close relation to the overall accidental drowning rate and the importance of water safety. So Texas is the state with the highest accidental drowning rate. So identifying this and knowing this really led to the ability to market this appropriately to customers and explain the importance of swim lessons starting at a young age.
Sadly, Texas is the state with the highest accidental drowning rate. And unfortunately, numbers across many states, Michigan in particular, those numbers were even higher last summer due to lack of access, at least directionally, due to lack of access of swim lessons for children during the pandemic. So we have dialed up, and socialized this information with schools in other areas that have indexed quite highly, similar to Texas. So North Carolina, Florida, that seems like an obvious, usual suspect there. Columbia, Maryland happened to be indexed quite high for this. And then Farmington Hills, Michigan. So Michigan, we have, obviously lots of access to lakes and then pools in the summertime. So what we've done, we've created marketing materials that do call out the dangers of drowning. We have partnered, and not taking a, fear-based approach, but an educational approach. And then we have the RX program, which is marketing materials that we give to pediatricians that they can give to new parents that showcase the importance of water safety and swim lessons to keep children safe.
Wow, well, thank you, everyone. It's been our pleasure working with Goldfish, and we look forward to the future together. If you have questions about local market analysis, franchisee satisfaction tracking, market sizing, or customer intelligence, we would love to connect. I'll be at the event throughout IFA, so you can connect with me there or on LinkedIn. Similarly, if we can provide you with any materials or additional case studies or references, please connect with us.